Okay, so this video is for all my subscribers, which little I have. Mainly for you, Kevin. Uh, just wanted to go in depth, a little more detail into the music room here. Um, these are my guitars. This is one of my classical guitars, which is actually currently missing a string. This, of course, is gotta open it right. It's my Les Paul. This is a traditional Pro 2. It's got the zebra pickups. It's got the coil taps on it if you want a single coil sound. Pretty nice case. That's obviously a sombrero. Got from Mexico. This is one of my oldest guitars. It is a Fender Stratocaster I got. It's an American made one. It's got some dings on it, as you can probably see there. But that guitar actually, when I first bought it, had standard factory pickups on it. And, you know, me being a big David Gilmour fan, I had some different pickups put into it. I had EMGs, you know, the non-buzz sound pickups. Let's see here. This is, bear with me because I'm walking through the apartment right now. This is a 12-string Taylor my wife got me for me about several years ago. It's pretty nice little guitar. It's got a pretty good sound on it. Let's check it out. It's a pretty nice guitar. Taylor, as you know, makes some really nice acoustic guitars. I like Martin. I've never owned one, but I know of their reputation. I know they're really good guitars, but I do not personally own one. I've got a 6-string Taylor right there, which was one of my first guitars. And that is my son's guitar up there on the wall. And if I can ever convince him to let me teach him to play it, that will be great. Here's my piano, which is not yet tuned. My wife got me that actually one of my birthdays a couple years ago. I can play a little bit. I wouldn't say I'm great. I've just been trying to learn. And here I have some albums you're probably familiar with. The Wall, Willie Nelson's Stardust. There's a Jimmy Buffett album. I've become quite a big Jimmy Buffett fan in the past couple years. Crosby, Stills, and Nash. Elton John, Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. It's a good one. Frampton Comes Alive. I mean, that's a hard one to beat. You know, that's about one of the best live albums you're gonna get. Oh. Whoops. Had a little accident there. This is Tres Hombres ZZ Top. Very good album. Has Waiting for the Bus, Jesus Just Left Chicago, Beer Drinker, Hellraisers. It's also got LaGrange, one of their more popular songs. This is another Willie Nelson album. And Chris Christopherson. Another Jimmy Buffett album, Volcano, which is actually a really good album. And of course, you'll probably recognize this right off the bat. The Doors, LA Woman. I mean, who doesn't like The Doors? The Doors was actually one of my first bands that I got into because my dad, although he had a couple vinyl albums from them, you know, when I was my son's age, like 10 years old, he used to have this tape, you know, the old tapes, and he used to play it in the truck or the car. And that's how I first got into them. You'll probably know this one. Needs no introduction. The White Album, the Beatles. And here's another Beatles album. Got the Eagles there. Got some, this is the Allman Brothers live at the Fillmore East. And of course, like I said, this album needs no introduction. I know you'll know exactly what it is. Dark Side of the Moon. That's the original master recording version. It's the, you know, one of the mobile fidelity recordings they put out. That's it's a used record, but you know it's supposedly the original master recording, which is not, which is a good recording, you know. I think this is a picture that my friend's dad made that has I think this is it's a festival, it's a music festival from the 60s, but it's got the Stones on it. It's got, I believe that's Janis Joplin. There's Mick Jagger. You know, I also have from the same person, my dad's friend, here's a concert of Jimmy Buffett. These are all his photographs that he took at the concerts. And you've got a picture of Key West right there. I'm not sure exactly where that is. That's David Allan Coe. There you've got another Buffett picture. That's Jerry Jeff Walker right there. I don't know if you can see that. But anyway, I thought it'd be interesting to show you the music room. And of course, these are only a few of my hats, which obviously aren't the ones that are special to me, or I wouldn't have them stacked up like they are right there. You know, obviously I've got my Stetsons, which are put away in boxes because, well, this is a Stetson. You know, this is the gambler style. But, you know, most of the Stetsons I keep in boxes. This one, it's a lower cost hat, so I don't really worry about it as much. I wear it all the time. I have another one I wear all the time. The only one I don't wear all the time, like I said, is the Rancher. And, you know, $275 hat, you don't want to wear every day. And I don't know if you can read that, but it says, trespassers will be offered a shot. And trust me, they will. But I grew up in LaGrange, Georgia. I moved to Pine Mountain, Georgia when I was about 15. When I was a kid, my dad had probably, you know, couple hundred records, vinyl records. I listened to all of them. I'm a big fan of classic rock. Anything classic rock I love. In recent years, I've grown more partial to country, just because it's I didn't like it back in the day as much, but I've grown to like it. I guess you grow to like your roots, but when I was learning guitar, I cut my teeth on Pink Floyd, the Beatles, the Eagles, Led Zeppelin, the Who, you name it. Every single Southern rock band, everything from Leonard Skinner to the Allman Brothers to Marshall Tucker to the West Coast bands. I was all into it all. And of course, that is my favorite rock band, Pink Floyd. It's hard for that not to be a favorite just because they're so innovative. But yeah, here's another album that I'm not sure you probably are familiar with. It's a Jimmy Buffett album, Son of a Sailor. It's an original. It's not a digital remake. It's a analog vinyl. I think this one's probably my favorite cover sleeve, just because of, it speaks for itself. It's like a bunch of hippie slash sea bums hanging around. But yeah, I got some good stuff here. This is also not a very good one, but however, you can hook it up to a stereo system, so that makes it all worthwhile. It's an old, just a modern day, turntable, little portable turntable. So, like I said, what makes it worthwhile is you can hook it up to a stereo system. So, in my opinion, that only makes it cool, But, Kevin, this video is mainly for you, my friend. And peace out. And I will end this on a note.